Now, what are some of the causes of why India is weak? They are, in fact, this Breaking India book deals a lot with the Dravidian movement, which is one of the movements which was meant for breaking India. The British created this Dravidian movement. The British fostered it, financed it, and through the English education made sure that you never knew what the origin of the word Dravidian is. Dravidian word is not a Tamil word. Dravidian word is a Sanskrit word, which was invented or first publicized by Adi Shankara when he went to Varanasi to debate Madhana Mishra. You know the Hindu tradition, which is also the Buddhist tradition, Uttaramimsa school tradition, that you could convert somebody individually to your religion if you had a discussion and defeated him in that discussion. That's called Shastras. And so Shankara went all over the country holding these debates, winning at every place. But the greatest spokesman of Uttaramimsa school was Madhana Mishra in Varanasi. And he challenged him. Now, challenge of debate, he accepted it, but the question was who's going to be the umpire. So finally, because one is the greatest spokesman of Hinduism at that time, and the other was the greatest spokesman of Buddhist way of thinking or Uttaramimsa school, and so who will be the umpire? So finally, it was decided that Madhana Mishra's wife will be the umpire. That was his first mistake. Because the wife knows too much about the husband, so she's not going to ever declare him a winner. In fact, Madhana Mishra lost the debate. First question his wife asked Shankara, "Who are you?" He said, "I'm Dravida Shishu." Shishu means child. What is Dravida? Explains the sandhi of two words, tra and bit. Essentially translated means where the three coasts meet or the three oceans meet. So it was a regional term, but the British made it into a racial term. And this racial term led to even the divisions in interpretation of Ramayana. That Ravan was Dravida and Ram was Arya. The word Aryan doesn't exist in Sanskrit literature. Arya exists, means a cultured, noble person. And in Tamil we say Ayya. Every word we have some similar word. But Ravan was not even a Dravidian in that sense. He was not even a regionally a South Indian. Because he was born in Noida, which is just on the border of Delhi. His wife Madhudri was born in Meerut. He came to know about Guber and Sri Lanka. So he went and conquered Sri Lanka. And after that he was constantly trying to conquer Ayodhya. So therefore there was no such concept. Now, on what basis the British created this? All on artificial basis. Color, skin color got nothing to do with race. It has got to do with pigmentation. Michael Jackson proved it by taking out his pigmentation. He began looking like a white man. Race is decided by DNA. Can you produce a single study in this country or in the world which says that the Indian DNA between North and South is different? It's the same. Recently, the University of Cambridge has come out with a study. The University of Texas and Houston, the Houston University. They have all come out with studies that the DNA of India is the same. But for years and years, even now, this Aryan-Dravidian theory is being used. That a group of people, the whole of India was being ruled by Dravidians. Then the Aryans came from Khyber Pass. They were brutal people. They drove the Dravidians to the south. creating this. This has to be demolished, it's being slowly demolished. I found that in one debate I had, not one debate, newspaper exchange, in the Hindu newspaper, for some reason unknown to anybody, including myself, Ram and I are very good friends. So if I give anything to publish, he publishes it. So Ramila Thapar wrote an article about India's secularism, and there she says that she is not an adherent to the Aryan-Dravidian theory. Took me by surprise, because for years she has been propagating this Aryan-Dravidian theory, even to the extent of saying that Ashoka was a Greek. That when Alexander came to India and conquered India, he fathered the grandfather of Ashoka. Now, of course, now she can't say that, but she's given it up. Slowly that thing is cracking. But we need a death blow. So I think the next article should be, the next book of yours should be the Aryan-Dravidian theory. There are a lot of people who have already worked on it. And there's Rajaram here in Bangalore. I think there's one foreigner who's in Pondicherry, his name. Virino, and there is one other. That's right, Francois Gauthier. That's right. So there are many, but it needs to be demolished completely. In fact, some little work I had done myself. I persuaded Karnanidhi to stop celebrating Ravan as Ravan Leela. Because I explained to him that both in Valmiki Ramayana and in Kamban Ramayana, Ravan was a Brahmin. I have seen this myself in terms of in actual experience when I got the Chinese, persuaded Chinese to reopen Kailash Mansarovar. I was the first traveler to Kailash. On the way to Mansarovar, I saw there was a huge lake which I never heard about. So I asked the guide, what lake is this? He said it is called Ravan Haranga, sometimes called Rakshas Tal. So I said, why is it called Ravan? What is Haranga? Haranga is Sarovar, lake. But why Ravan? He said, so somebody from India came here and he meditated here. So I said, in that case, let me go and have a bath first there and then I will go to Mansarovar. She said, no, if you have a bath there, you will get itches all over your body. If you drink the water, you will die. So of course, I filled a bottle of water and came back and gave it to Karnanidhi and said, please drink it and show it. Now the Dravida movement used to name their sons as Ravanan. Not anymore. But now, you can find many middle-aged and old-aged people who got the name Ravana. So this is the extent it went to. And sometimes it became pathetic. The leader of the Dravidian movement was E.V. Ramaswamy Naika. He wrote a letter in 1944, which I got a copy of, in which he is pleading with Jinnah to include in the creation of Pakistan an independent Dravidistan. And Jinnah, as a convinced Aryan, says, Dravida, you have nothing in common with us, you must fight for yourself. It's a pathetic letter. The same E.V. Ramaswamy Naikar went on 15th August 1947 to the governor of Madras and said, let the British go from anywhere in India, but in Tamil Nadu, please do not leave. We need you. We want to work under you. We want to serve you. Of course, the British by then had given up hope, and they didn't listen. So I am saying today that we must become we must adopt an idea and a concept of an identity of an Indian. And I have a formulation, somebody comes with a better formulation, I'm ready to accept that or discuss it. But my formulation is that an Indian is a Hindu or someone who openly and proudly acknowledges that his ancestors are Hindus. And I have got the backing of the DNA studies. The Muslims, the Christians, they are all descended from Hindus. So therefore, if they accept that, we accept them as part of the family. Otherwise, their suspicion will always be there that they are part of an international community. If you read the literature of Al-Qaeda, all for the matter the secret research is going on in Saudi Arabia. And I came to know this because I had a Saudi Arabian student in my class at Harvard who one day came to ask me that I have been asked to ask you a question which is not connected with the course. So I said, you can ask me after the class is over. So he asked me that we are studying this question, that when Islam went to Iran and it was being ruled by Zoroastrians, it was a 100% Zoroastrian country, within 15 years of the conquest of Iran, Iran was converted to 100% Islam. Neighborhood which is called Babylon and Mesopotamia, they, after takeover by Islam, they converted them in 17 years to Islam, 100% Islam. The same thing with Egypt, 21 years, 100% Islam. The Christians went to Europe and they converted Europe to 100% Christian in 50 years. But in India, 800 years of Islamic rule, 200 years of Christian rule, and you are still 83%. He said, and the reason is that Indians kept, or Hindus, kept fighting. And it's not that Muslims didn't join. In fact, Shivaji had a Muslim general there. Oh, and there were Hindus in Aurangzeb's army also. But those are exceptions. But the Hindus fought. And the most glorious empire we produced for 350 years was born in Karnataka. The Vijayanagara Empire, founded in Hampi, Hastinapur. By the way, Mandara Mishra, after he converted to Hinduism, Adi Shankara appointed him as the first Shankaracharya of Shringeri. So Shringeri Ashram began with. And one of these successor Shringeri Acharyas, they created Vijayanagara Empire on the basis of two young Muslim boys who were reconverted to Hinduism. It lasted 350 years, it spread right up to Assam. It covered more territory than Mughal rule ever. And Mughal rule, really the core Mughal rule was from Akbar to Aurangzeb, it's 150 years only. But you see the history books, one chapter for each Mughal emperor. But Vijayanagara Empire, one paragraph. In South India, there was an empire called Vijayanagara Empire. North Indians, even today, do not know Vijayanagara Empire. So we need a new history book to tell you your identity. And they were fighting. What about Guru Gobind Singh? What about the sacrifice of Guru Tegh Bahadur? So these are the things that have to be brought into a book. And I'm very happy about the book he has written about breaking India because I'm a Tamilian. And as a Tamilian, I have been fighting this Dravidian movement from day one. Most other anti-Dravidian people are too afraid to fight them because they are a bit violent. But then I know how to take care of violent people also.